The king of the north!
I am the dragon's daughter.
What right does the wolf judge the lion?
Hello, my sweet summer children. I'm back with some juice to get you through the long night. It's Stark Week, day 4, and if you're pumped, drop some direwolf emojis and slap that like button. The Stark name is about 8,000 years old. It's noble and respected. It's probably even older than that. It belonged to the first kings of winter. But who, if anyone, will continue to carry on the Stark line? Or is the Stark line dead? Fun fact, Henry VIII from the Tudor line in England was so obsessed with having sons to carry on his name, he divorced one wife when divorce was unthinkable and beheaded another because they gave him daughters, basically, even though he didn't say that's why it was. He finally had a son, a boy king, that later died, and his third wife, who had the boy king, died on her birthing bed, and his daughter Mary ruled England, and then Elizabeth ruled England after her, and when Elizabeth died, so did the Tudor dynasty. But anyway, that's why it's important for royalty to have sons to carry on the name. We started with Ned, Robb, Bran, Rickon, Sansa, Arya, and the Snow Boy, Jon Snow, who told us long before Dan and Dave that he was not a Stark. Book 1 and the TV series Episode 1, Jon says, "I'm not a Stark." In the books, we still have Rickon, Sansa, Arya, and Bran. Dan and Dave can't follow the books to a T, but we can assume that Rickon will die in the books as well, since Ramsay Bolton shot an arrow through his poor little heart. The books are quite different. In the books, Rickon is with Osha in Skagos with Shaggy Dog, and Davos is on his way to get Rickon so Lord Manderley will claim Stannis as king. Unless he had a son before he's killed, I think he's like 9, maybe 11, but times were different. He may have very well been ready to go, but for the meantime, I guess we can exclude him as carrying on the Stark name. Arya and Sansa are both girls. Sansa is a Bolton or maybe a Lannister, depending on who you ask. She's more Bolton than Lannister, being as she did not consummate her marriage with Tyrion, but in the books, she didn't marry Ramsay Bolton either. Whoever she marries, she would have to take their last name. So it doesn't matter if she marries a Tarly, a Tully, a Targaryen, whatever, she would then carry her husband's name, and her child would also carry her husband's name. Arya is just a total badass, and I feel anyone who was to marry her should take her last name, because that's what kind of woman she is. Gendry and Arya Stark. It has a nice ring to it. Bran is the heir to Winterfell. Unless Robb really wrote his letter legitimizing Jon, making him a Stark and the heir to Winterfell as he said he was going to do in the books. The thing is, Robb wrote this letter so that Sansa and Tyrion would not get Winterfell because he was under the presumption that Bran was dead. So that's shaky ground. Bran is paralyzed, which means he may suffer from not being able to get it popping. But maybe, who knows, because just because you're paralyzed, that doesn't rule you out of being able to produce kids. Bran is one of the best chances the Stark name will live on, but he's got a lot of obstacles to overcome before that can happen. He just left the cave and he's way north with Mira. I don't know. Bran and Mira maybe make a little Crannig Stark, a Crannig man Stark, and name him Kragan. I don't know. But really though, Bran, he's going through training for the site. He doesn't really have time to focus on such things. He believes he has to save the world, so he's not worrying about boning and making kids. And if he's not married first, the children would be snow, stones, sand, storms, or whatever. They wouldn't be Starks. Lastly, we have Jon. Jon is not a Stark. He is Jon Snow. By all popular belief, he is indeed a Targaryen. He could choose to go by Stark if he sees he was legitimized by his brother. I mean, his mother is a Stark. Stark blood runs in his veins just as much as Targaryen. Traditionally, he would be a Targaryen because you are what your father is unless you're a bastard. If he's a bastard, then he would be a Snow or a Sand. But anyway, I think Jon may be the best hope of carrying on the Stark name, because no matter who or how many times he says it, Jon is a Stark to everyone that knows him. He will always be a Stark. For him to carry on the name, he has some obstacles as well. And that's to get legitimized as a Stark and not a Targaryen, to find a girl, get married, have a son. Will the Stark name die out, or will it live on? Who will carry the Stark name on? Will there always be a Stark in Winterfell? Inquiring minds want to know this stuff. Let me know what you think. Like this video if you like it. Please click that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can become a sweet summer child.
Shame. Shame. Shame.